so today I'm going to be talking about your right hand technique. Now this is something which varies massively from one guitar player to another, and also varies massively depending on whether you're playing classical guitar or whether you're playing with a pick. And I'm going to be looking at what we're going to do if we're playing with a pick today. Now, one of the things that a lot of people struggle with the concept of is ever thinking they're going to be able to drive a car. As a youngster, you always think this is going to be way too complicated, and then there you are driving a car, it's fine. So a car and cars tend to be a universal experience. So I'm going to use that to see if I can help us just visualise a couple of things. If you're driving a stick shift, you don't look at the gear stick, or a manual as we would call it. You're not looking at the gear stick. Where are you looking? Out the windscreen. Okay. Why is that then? Well, you don't need to look at the gears, do you? Because you know where they are. Okay, why do you know where they are? Well, you know where they are because they're where they were last time you got in the car, and the time before that, and the time before that. And so it's familiar to you. Cars have varying amounts of gears these days, but let's just say they've got 6 as a matter of convenience. Okay. If your hand is in the same position each time you pick, then it's going to be like getting used to the gearbox on a car. If you look at it, it's not really going to help you. This is all about getting a feel for where stuff is. Now, a lot of guitar players play what I would call free-handed. So they'll pick and go, you know, that sort of stuff. And that's great. That's all good. I do it myself from time to time. But when I'm thinking about locating strings, far and away the easiest way is to get your little finger, stick it on the scratch plate of the guitar. Now, with some of my younger pupils, I often get like a little sticker and put that on the guitar, and then they put their finger on the sticker and they know they're in the same place. Now, what I'm getting at here is if your hand's in the same place, each time you open your hand to play the guitar, and that mic's really in an awkward place, isn't it? But let's move over here, folks. Okay, so each time you pick up the guitar, you want to try and be in pretty much the same sort of place, with that little finger just lightly resting on the scratch plate. Okay, and you get the pick and you sit it on the 6th string. Now at that point, your hand is going to be fairly flat. Yeah, fairly flat like that, okay? As you move to the 5th string, it's going to very slightly close up to get to that, and so on and so forth. Not that your hand's going to close up completely, but you'll start to just lean over with your little finger, still supporting your hand. Now this makes it very, very much easier to be consistent with your picking. But like anything, it's also handy just to have a couple of little exercises. So the things you can do, and you don't just want to sit there playing something which is unmusical. It's always nice to practice something which is beneficial and at the same time something you can listen to. So if I did something like this, okay, so what I've got here, it's not teaching me where everything is, but it's teaching me where the highest 4 strings are, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Okay, so if I go to here, now I know where 6 is, and 3. So that's an example. There are loads and loads of examples, and I'm sure you could think up some which you may enjoy vastly more than what I've just shown you. But I'm going to give you another example here. So this is a little bit of picking and strumming, which is, as its name suggests, picking and strumming. Okay, but what if I do... Okay, that's just going to help you be a little bit more secure with which strings you're picking. And as you will probably see from some of the other videos that I've been doing, where you start thinking about playing melodies with chords and trying to improve your versions of songs to make them sound more recognisable, having a reasonably good grasp of where those strings are is going to help you massively. Or to put it another way, if you don't know where the strings are, it's not going to work really. So, as I say, I'm sure it's something which you can think up your own examples. Almost anything with picking in it will do, but just trying to be consistent with finding strings. And again, just because you're not looking at your right hand, this means we can now look out what we're now going to call the windscreen end. That's the windscreen end, or the windshield if you want to call it that. Okay, this little bit here, this is the gearbox. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6 times as much to deal with here as there is here. So this is the one to look at. Okay. Anyway, that's it for the moment. And any questions, by all means, get in touch. And as ever, thanks for watching. If you could hit the subscribe button, that would be marvellous. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.